Hello, welcome back. As you can see, the M1A2 Abrams is finished. It's got the Tusk2 armour on it, and personally I think it looks quite impressive. And it was a simple enough kit. Most of the stuff went together without any problem at all. There were some rocky bits, as I've mentioned in the other videos, and it's all done, it's all there, everything's done. Very few transfers on this, decals if you prefer. And let's get rid of this thing. Yep, it's all done, all wired up. I tried, well, it's the first time I've tried them, to use touch switches. So if I touch the top of the turret there, then the lights come on, 2 headlights, 2 spotlights. I did originally try to wire those separately. Disaster is what you'd call it, really. I'm not an electronics expert by any means, and I just couldn't get it to work. I'll do some experimenting because I've got a couple of other kits that will need separate lighting switches, but this one was the first time I tried it, and I put 2 switches. I put one here and one there. That one worked fine. When you touched the other one, some lights went off, some came on, and then you simply couldn't turn all the lights off. I had to take the battery out to turn them off, which isn't ideal. There's loads of photographs at the end of this video to show you what the wiring looks like. It's quite simple. I put the wiring underneath the turret, and I did that because I thought it would be easy enough to take the turret off, change a battery, do whatever. It turns out that the turret doesn't really revolve that easily. You'd need to do a lot of work on it to make it revolve that easily, to make it revolve easily. And to be honest, it's a static model for me. It's never going to be revolving, so I didn't bother. A couple of other little bits that I've done. I'll show you the backlights as well while I'm at it. On the same touch switch, oops, and then on and off, which I think is quite good, really. It means that there's no actual switch on the outside of the vehicle, so you don't have to drill holes all over the place. All you need is a flat surface to put the switch on, and you're away. Anything like this here would have done, even the mud guards, but that's ideal there. That's he said with hope in his heart. Nothing happened. There you go. Obviously my finger didn't feel like a human finger to it. Right, so all the bits that I've done, obviously you can see that I've painted it all. Let me get a pointer. Painted the ammunition as close to as I can get, which is there. The ammunition boxes are normally green. A lot of machine guns on it. I can't find a picture of one in real life with all these machine guns on it, but there you go. Little bit of weathering on it. All the videos of all the and photographs of this tank that I've seen in real life, they're all very clean, and it wouldn't be fair to build a model that looked battered and bent. I've made some cargo for the back and put a sheet on it. The sheet is made from a glasses wipe, if you like. It's easy enough stuff. Just bear me a second. I made a couple of little cylinders to put in there. Don't ask me what they are, I don't know. I just made them. And put one in each. There you go. They'll look like something to somebody. Made a rolled up sheet. I don't know if they would have rolled them up, but they need to carry a canvas sheet. It was just for something to put into that that cargo container there, so that's in there. There are a lot more tank tracks than are needed, so in real life you see them hung on the handrails there in a pair. You'd have to have two, one wouldn't make sense because of the connectors, so that's hung on there. Simple piece of wire on the back of it to hold it on. The spare, there's a spare wheel that comes with the kit, and again very often you see it hung in the position that I've put it on there. Some that I've seen, it's put on the top of the turret here. I don't know why that would be. I'm sure it would obscure view from any of these points here. The glass is all in, as you can see. There's all the red ones. Yeah, can you see those there? Yeah, of course you can. All the red ones are in. The commander's turret, no, commander's cupola as it's called, was a bit difficult. I think I mentioned that in the last video. Getting this thing here to set on properly was a bit of a faff. The little spotlight on the top. Of all the kit, the only thing that gave me any real problems was putting that handheld spot lamp on the top there. In the end, I mixed up some super glue with corn flour and just bunged it on. The little bracket that's supposed to hold it broke several times, and in the end it was non-existent because it had broken that much. I've tried to coil the wire, as you can see down the back. When it started off, it looked like a nice little coiled wire, like a nice little telly lead that ran down the bottom and in through the top of the steel work here. By the time I'd managed to glue that on, it looked a right mess, and it's ended up the way it is now. But at least it works, eh? There's not a lot more I can tell you. I've sanded the tracks a little bit. I'll include a little video of sanding the tracks. That'll go towards the end of the video. The wheels on the real tanks all seem to be a bit rusty and a bit sandy in there. What else have I got? Same on the other side. As I say, there's not a lot to say about it. I've put some grimy marks around where machines like this do get grimy, where you can't actually wash them. You can wash them, but the grime seems to stick in. It's panel lining really, isn't it? The back here, I couldn't make my mind up. It's a gas turbine engine. I remember British Leyland, they produced one that went into a few of their trucks. I think they went into AECs, but I might be wrong on that one. But they were so expensive to run that they were a complete failure. There was only oil companies that bought them and used them, and I suspect they were given them as a trial to see what happens. But anyway, that's way off the subject. On the pictures and the videos of the real thing, some of these exhausts look like this, where there's just a bit of black coming out of them. Some of them are actually appear to be painted black. I don't know, I just chose to go that way. I like that a bit more than painting it black. That's a shield, and it goes on there. I would imagine when it's running on the roads, on a road surface, it fits onto that exhaust system there and blows the hot gases up straight up there, and instead of out as these vanes would suggest, coming out this way. If I'm wrong on that, please correct me. Be more than happy to hear another explanation. I've put a little bit of oil staining down the side here. You can just about see that from the fuel tanks. No matter what vehicle you have, there's always a bit of oil staining down there, and mud and grime and sand and God knows what stick to it. There's not much else I can tell you about it. It's been a pleasure to build it, and it's the second Meng kit that I've built, and both of them have gone together really nicely, and they look really nice. As I say, just a little bit of weathering on it, just a very few transfers. and that's about it. It's going to go, as I say, onto an M1070. As I say, it's going to go onto a M1070, and that's what it's on now. It'll look like that. I'm going to make not a diorama. I'm going to make a platform for it, which will look like a paved road. The tank's on driven forward because it's not going to be in a war footing of any kind. It's simply going to be being transported, which is why I think I'll get away with the green camouflaged transporter and the sand coloured tank. I'll sand up the deck of the transporter to make it look as though it's being driven on. The transporter needs some repairs. I'll just take the camera off. The transporter needs some repairs. One of our cats very kindly jumped on it and both mirrors were broken off and all sorts of little bits were broken off, but it's not too hard to repair it, and that's what to do, and then it can be displayed as a permanent thing. You've seen this 1070 before, I'm sure, if you watch the videos, and I think that looks really quite impressive. But I'll show you that video of the whole thing put together at a later date. So that's where I'm up to. Any questions, any comments would be, if you could leave them in the boxes below, that would be great. And if you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Thanks very much for watching. Ta-da!